Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing an Adamancipator deck profile. So I'm really excited for you guys because this deck is an amazing deck that focuses on excavating cards off the top of your deck with your awesome Adamancipator cards to summon out all sorts of insanely powerful rock monsters. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of Notification Squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards, like getting your name description in a single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your patron. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Adamancipator Researcher. This card is a great 3-of in the deck that has the ability if you control a rock monster, except another copy of this card, then you can special summon this card from your hand, which is an awesome effect just to instantly get this card on the field. Now, all the rest of our Adamancipator monsters, including this card, share a common effect besides our main deck version of Dragite, with the ability that during your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck. And if you do, you get to special summon one excavated level 4 lower non-tuner rock monster among those cards, and then place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order, which is a really powerful effect to be able to swarm the board with all sorts of rock monsters. We then play 3 copies of Adamancipator Analyzer. This card is basically the cyber dragon of the deck that has the ability, if only your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then it shares that excavation effect, which is super powerful. We then play 3 copies of Adamancipator Seeker. This card is a definite 3-of in the field because it has that excavation effect, but it's super easy to get on the field because if you control an Adamancipator monster, except another copy of this card, you can instantly special summon this card from your hand, which is crazy powerful. I then play a single copy of Adamancipator Crystal Dragite. Dragite is a really good 1-of main deck card because if this card is special summoned by the effects of an Adamancipator card, you get to draw a card, which is really awesome just to be able to extend your plays. So that's it for the main deck Adamancipator monsters. Let's get into the tech monster cards we're playing in the deck. So for the tech monster cards, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Quacky Guardian. This card is an awesome 3-of in the deck. It has the ability that during each of your end phases, destroy this card unless you send an Iron Core Quacky from your hand to the graveyard, or the effect that we're going to be using is to reveal a rock monster in your hand, which is super easy with the amount of rock monsters we're playing in this deck. It also has the ability that when a monster effect is activated, quick effect, you can tribute this card, negate the activation if you destroy that monster, which is a crazy powerful effect to have this card as a walking negate. I then play a single copy of Quacky Overload. This card is just a 1-of in the deck to me, and it's super powerful because it has the ability, just like your copy of your Guardian, that you have to reveal a rock monster during the end phase, but this card has a really awesome negate as well, that when your opponent would summon a monster, quick effect, you can tribute this card to negate the summon, and if you do, destroy that monster, which is absolutely insane. We then play 3 copies of Quacky Supplier. Supplier is a really good 3-of in the deck because if a face-up rock monster you control is sent to the graveyard except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if this card is special summoned, you can add from your deck to your hand 1 Iron Core Quacky or 1 card that specifically lists Iron Core Quacky in its text except another copy of this card, which is an awesome effect to be able to search out your copy of Guardian or Overload. I then play 3 copies of Doki Doki. Doki Doki is a definite 3-of in the deck that you always want to see because it's one of the best normal summons in this entire build. Because you can discard any rock monster from your hand to be able to special summon from your deck 1 rock monster that has the same original attribute and level as that monster in face-up attack or face-down defense position, which is a crazy powerful effect for this card to have to be able to instantly get you to any monster that you need by just discarding a brick that you might not need. I then play 3 copies of Hidden Gem. Hidden Gem really is a hidden gem in this deck because this card has the ability you can discard this card and then you can normal summon 1 earth or water monster during your main phase this turn in addition to your normal summon or set, giving you an additional normal summon, which is absolutely insane. But this card also has a really awesome effect that if you control an earth or water monster, while this card's in the graveyard, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field, and you can only use each effect of this card once per turn. That is absolutely insane that it grants you an additional normal summon and also can revive itself to your side of the field, making it a definite 3-of in this deck. I'm then playing 2 copies of Rock Band. Rock Band is a really awesome 2 of this deck because it has the ability, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you get to target a rock monster in your graveyard, except another copy of this card, and add it back to your hand, then place 1 card from your hand on top of your deck, which is a super powerful effect to be able to put the exact card that you want to excavate from your hand back on top of your deck for any of your Adamancipator monsters to then excavate and get into the exact rock monster that you want to special summon. I then play 3 copies of Sentry Soldier of Stone. This card is a really good 2 of the deck because if all monsters you control are rock type monsters, minimum 1, while this card's in your graveyard, you can just instantly special summon this card back to your side of the field, but you can only use that effect once per turn. This card is basically unlimited resources because you can use it every single turn to be able to bring this card back to the field, which is absolutely insane. But the reason I'm actually playing this card in the deck is because if you have one of your Adamancipators that is a level 2 tuner, with this card, you can actually make NajarinPrime, which is really cool to stop your opponent when they're playing a very spell heavy deck. So this card is a definite 2 of in this build. I'm then playing 3 copies of Parallel Izzy. Parallel Izzy is a really good 3 of in the deck, and it's one of the only non-rock monsters we're playing in the main deck. But this card is really good because you can get 2 of these monsters out on your side of the field by just link summoning, which is absolutely insane because if this card is special summoned by the effect of a Parallel Izzy, its level becomes 4 and its original attack and defense becomes halved. And if you link summon, you can special summon this card from your hand to a zone that link monster points to, and if this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon an additional copy of this card from the deck, giving you 2 level 4 monsters on the field to make Gallant Granite, which is absolutely insane. I then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom to round out the monsters. This card is just an insanely powerful hand trap to stop the opponent from touching the deck, which is why I play this card as a 3 of in this build. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're just playing a few spells in the deck, and then it's going to be a single copy of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is a definite 1 of the deck just to stop the opponent from hand trapping us while we're trying to excavate cards. I then play 3 copies of Triple Tactical Talents. This card is a really good 3 of in the deck that basically when your opponent hand traps you or activates a monster effect during our turn, we can activate one of the 3 effects to either be able to draw 2 cards, take control of an opponent's monster, or look at our opponent's hand and choose a card from it and shuffle it into the deck, which is a really powerful effect for this card to have. I then play 3 copies of Adamancipator Signs. Adamancipator Signs is a really good 3 of because you get to target a rock monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position. Then, if you special summon any Adamancipator monster by this effect, you get to take a level 4 lower rock monster and put it on top of the deck, which is a really awesome effect to be able to just take any rock monster from our deck and place it on top so we can excavate the exact card that we want with our Adamancipator cards. So, that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing a single copy of Adamancipator Risen Dragite. This card is a really good 1 of in the extra deck. It has the ability that during your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can return cards your opponent controls back to the hand up to the number of excavated rock monsters. Also, place the excavated cards on the bottom of the deck in any order. And when your opponent activates a spell or trap card or effect while a water monster is in your graveyard, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. And you can only use each effect this card once per turn. This card is absolutely insane to be able to just give you multiple bounces and be a spell and trap card negate, and this card is really good now that we finally have Hidden Gem to be an additional water monster that we play in the deck. I then play a single copy of Raptide. Raptide is just a good 1 of in the extra deck that has the ability during your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can special summon 1 excavated rock monster in defense position, but you put the rest of the bottom on the deck, or put the rest of the cards back on the bottom of the deck in any order, which is a really good effect. I then play a single copy of Leonite. Leonite is a really good 1 of in the deck. You only need a single copy of each one of these cards, but this card is super good because during your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck if you get to add 1 excavated Adamancipator card to your hand and place the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. But this card is really good for its bonus effect that during your opponent's turn, if a fire monster is in your graveyard quick effect, you can target a rock monster in the graveyard and special summon it, which conveniently enough with this deck, Ash Blossom is a fire monster, which makes this card really good. I then play a single copy of Baron de Fleur, because this card is just a really good walking negate in the deck. You can play the Sword Soul level 10 Synchro monster, Sinister Sovereign, which is another option for you guys if you want to play that instead. Or the other Sword Soul Synchro monster that's level 10. You can play that if you don't want to play Baron de Fleur. I then play a single copy of Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing is just really good in the deck as a walking monster negate, which is why I play this card as a 1 in the deck, and it really does go with the thing because it's a crystal in Adamancipator. I then play a single copy of Borreload Savage. Borreload Savage is just really good in the deck because it's a walking negate and really easy to put on the board. 1 copy of Naturia Beast. Naturia Beast just negates multiple spells, which is really nice, and it's really easy to make with our copy of Sentry Soldier of Stone and any Adamancipator level 2 tuner. I then play a single copy of Herald of the Arclight. Arclight is just a walking negate and really easy to make with like Doki Doki and any of your Adamancipator level 2s like Researcher or your copy of Seeker, which just makes this card super easy. I then play a single copy of Galliant Granite. Galliant Granite is a rock searcher, which is why we're playing this card as a 1 of in the extract. We then play a single copy of Access Code Talker because it can pop multiple cards on the field and is just a really good boss monster. You can play Boral Sword if you want to instead over this card if you're looking for a more budget option, but this card is a really good 1 of. And then play a single copy of Appaloosa because this card is just a really good 1 of monster negate because it's really easy to put 4 monsters on the field with different names, and this card is just absolutely insane. I then play a single copy of Unicorn to spin stuff, 1 copy of IP Masquerade to make this card with your copy. You can make Unicorn during your opponent's turn with this card, which is really nice. And then we play a single copy of Sprite Elf. Sprite Elf is really good because we do play quite a few level 2s in this deck, so it makes it really easy to use this card as a Monster Reborn in the deck, which is absolutely insane. And then finally, a single copy of Alamirage, making it really easy to use your copy of your Parallel Exi to be able to go in for Galliant Granite to search any rock monster from the deck. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy. This deck is super fun to be able to play. I absolutely love Adamancipator because it's just a really fun deck, especially being able to excavate the top 5 cards of your deck and never knowing what you're actually going to hit is just absolutely insane. I love playing this deck, and I'm really excited to show you guys this one. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell next to the button, notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.